The community's vision is development with dignity. No shame, no pity. We amplify dignity and progress led by the people of Petit Guave. In a world too often defined by headlines, something incredible is happening. Communities here don't just survive, they are working hard to thrive. Community to Community is working with the people of Petit Guave to restore vital resources. A much-needed canal is built one hand at a time. Roads are carved into a mountain with simple tools, bringing safe passage to their children and elders. This is development with dignity. And while access to continuous healthcare is saving lives, trees planted today will nourish future generations. Each person is building, planting, and teaching. We are not the heroes. You are. The person willing to support this movement and say, yes, I want to be a restorer of dignity. Join Community to Community.
I had a friend, Joy, who saved for like 5 years because she always wanted a house. And I remember during those 5 years of saving, man, we cut out pictures. We used to look at homes and gardens whenever there was like an open house in the springtime, which was her favorite time. We would ride through the neighborhoods and she would be like, I want that house. That's the kind of house I want. I want those windows. Oh my God, look at the flowers in the front yard. I was really inspired by her dedication to this dream, right? Because I never thought about getting a house myself. And so 5 years later, she was like, I'm ready. Like she had saved like $25,000 and she got herself a realtor and they started to go look at houses. And at some point she was just like, I'm down to my last 3. And she had me to come with her. And there was the one that she was looking at was amazingly beautiful. And so I'd had a little bit of experience in house hunting from my cousin who runs an Airbnb and owns her own home. And I said to her, did you, just laughingly, right? Did you, turn on the shower and turn on the water and check the water pressure? And, did you have somebody do a run through and assessment for you? And she said, well, not really. I mean, I love it. Look at it. It's so beautiful. And she's like, yeah, they offered me somebody, but it was a couple $1,000s. And I knew somebody who knew somebody and they did it for me for like $300. And I said, are you sure? And she said, yeah, it's fine. I mean, look at it. The walls are pristine. The grounds are pristine. Backyard is so beautiful. And I said, okay, if you like it, I love it. So she went through all of the paperwork and she signed got her key and I took her out for like champagne and all the things, right? So I thought everything is said and done. I went on my life. And about a month later, she called me to tell me that she was having trouble hearing like noise in the walls. And I was like, what? Like ghost noise? Or like, what are you talking about? She was like, no, I mean like reverberating in the wall. Because I was like, okay, because I do not have the Ghostbusters number, so this could be a situation. She was like, no, reverberating noise in the wall. I said, okay, so who do we call? So she had a inspector come in and found out that the reverberating in the walls was due to a pipe problem. And he told her that if at any point 2 people were in the shower at the same time and somebody was at the sink in the kitchen, that she could have a pipe burst. She was not happy about this. So she hired him to come and do the pipes. In doing the pipes, he cracked the wall open and a slab of termites came out. So she's totally freaked out now. So now they have to call the exterminator. And he was already charging her $5,000 to do these pipes. The exterminator was going to be another $2,500. So I met her at the house and I'm like, are you okay? She's like, no, I'm not okay. This is my dream house and everything is falling apart because I didn't look inside. This is how trauma is. We think everything is fine, but we don't look inside. And on the outside of this house, everything looked beautiful. But I have learned in life that you pay on the front end or you pay at the back end. But at the back end, you always pay more. So that $300 she saved without paying the $2,000 for the inspector and the assessment and all of the things. So now she's headed towards 10 grand. She has re-traumatized herself. For me, at this point, checking the inside is just as important as checking the outside. That you feel okay or that you're over it does not mean that you are healed. Having professional help is a mark of a strong person. I remember the first therapist I ever had. She said, MarieYolaine, you're a strong person, but it's okay to need help. And it's okay to check in once in a while. You go to your dentist twice a year to check your teeth. You have a physical. Shouldn't you check your heart, your health, your well-being, your mental health, your spiritual health, your financial health? I took that to heart. That is how I learned that I had multiple trauma that I had not dealt with in my life. The people on the ground are dealing with the same thing. Hurricane Melissa hit us really hard. A lot of the farmers on the mountain, their entire gardens were destroyed. People's homes leveled. 84% of the gardens completely destroyed. And this is their livelihood. And they also lost their animals as well. And then people were awakened at 3 a.m. when the water came through and just leveled and decimated entire neighborhoods. You may not see it in this picture because you see people walking about and you see a broken building. But what I'm telling you is that all of those people are as broken as that house. And they are all traumatized by what happened to them. I'm excited to talk to our guests today. Reverend Jocelyn Jones is someone I admire because she's an overcomer. So I'm going to bring her on because you need to hear some things directly from her. She is the founder. I want to make sure I say this all together. The founder of the founder of Faith on the Journey. I've been on the show. You'd think I would remember. Please forgive me. The founder of Faith on the Journey, and she's a master facilitator of the Trauma Healing Institute. And we're going to talk about why healing the heart and the mind is just as important and vital as clean water, roads, and places for folks to get health access to. We're going to talk about a training that C2C is going to have in December directly due to Reverend Jocelyn's involvement. It's important to understand that we can't rebuild communities without tending to the invisible wounds that people carry. Welcome to Restoring Dignity with C2C, Reverend Jocelyn.
Thank you so much for having me, Coach MarieYolaine. I'm so grateful. And you know I love you, sis. So proud of you.
I love you too, because you were the inspiration. You were one of the first podcasts that I was on, and you're like, you know what? You're good at this. You should go do it.
You really are. I was saying the same thing backstage, like, go girl with that story.
I was like, And I said, sure, because I like talking. Yeah, and I tried it. And again, shout out to my producer and VA, Connie Siu, because literally, like any professional actor, I just need the X on the ground of where I'm supposed to stand and deliver my lines.
There you go.
That's my job. All of the wonderfulness happening in the background, I am not an expert at, arguably not even qualified. So I stays in my lane, as I say. I stays in my lane, and I let the professionals do their job. So then everybody ends up looking really good. So talk to the people. What do you do? We know that you're a reverend. What is this trauma healing work, and why is it important?
This trauma healing work. So this trauma healing work that I have been called to do is amongst faith communities, working with churches in the Christian community to help them to understand that, yes, we lean on our faith. That's something that's imperative. We can have faith and we can have a therapist. We can have faith and we can also address the mental health challenges, right? And I think sometimes there's been a narrative in faith communities that almost made people believe it was an either or. Now, in recent years, people have become more open to the idea of therapy and seeing how things like COVID has impacted our faith communities. But even beyond that, we understand, as you so eloquently said, MarieYolaine, that these internal wounds that we carry, these heart wounds, they impact our lives. When we think about trauma, trauma is a wound of the heart that lasts a long time. I've described it, I've heard the definition of the 3 E's. Trauma is the event that took place, how the event is experienced, and then the effects of that. And when someone experiences these effects, another way of looking at it is trauma is the effects of emotional shock. And when someone has emotional shock and afterwards they have these traumatic symptoms and behaviors, it can impact how they see themselves, how they engage with others, even how they look at God. Trauma disconnects us again from ourselves, disconnects us from people, how we see the world. And so it's very important that we create safe spaces where people don't feel like they have to show up strong, like you said earlier, MarieYolaine, but they feel safe enough to say, I'm hurting and I need help.
I'm going to say that's everyone on earth. Just like, who's hasn't been traumatized
by something?
Quick math. I don't know anybody. So I'm going to say everybody needs trauma healing. Everybody needs healing, period. But I'll say specifically for that. And the work that you do, is it personal for you? Are there things that have happened to you that led you to really heed this call on your life to be a part of this work?
Yes. So in my early 20s, I experienced sexual trauma that really shattered me. But the way I ran from it, I just threw myself into work in church and just kept busy. But these effects I was talking about, it was impacting how I engaged in relationships. It was impacting my health. And after a while, I said, girl, you trying to run, but this stuff keeps catching up to you. You need to deal with this. And so I did finally start engaging in therapy and in healing practices. But even beyond that, I'm also a domestic violence survivor. And my mission became all the more real when I went through that experience and I saw how many people not only dealt with that type of event, but there's all different types of things that you describe, whether it's Hurricane Melissa, whether it is other tragedies, gun violence. And I saw the world was hurting, but they needed safe spaces where they can open up about that pain. And I wanted to be able to combine my faith and mental health principles to help people to be able to experience both. And that's when the Trauma Healing Institute came into play.
Yeah, it usually is something like that that happens in our lives where we either run away from it or we lean into it.
Mm.
And Elder William Pointer said this, and it stuck with me. You know, he said, how do you turn your misery into your message, and then your message into your ministry? Right? And he said, that is the choice that we have, because then it is also healing for us when we're able to help others.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you say that, what does trauma healing look like in a faith-based context? And why is it so essential for communities in crisis like Haiti right now?
Oh, that's such a powerful question. So, trauma healing in a faith-based context allows for us to have faith still a part of our core in terms of our values and engaging in the biblical text,
Mm-hmm.
seeing stories and events that took place that were in the Bible that also describe traumatic events. And so being able to study how some of our leaders from biblical times experienced and navigated trauma through the act of lamenting, for example. We see laments as a practice that we teach. But in addition to that, we help people to understand what trauma actually looks like, because sometimes we see people behaving a certain way and we don't understand. We might just think like, man, they just so mean. Or why are they so standoffish? Well, these are actually behavior patterns that we see sometimes when someone has experienced trauma. So we help people to recognize signs of trauma. We show people how to hold space for people who've been traumatized, to listen well without injuring someone. And then helping people to also understand the intersection between grief and trauma. Because anytime you experience trauma, there's always a loss surrounding that event. And with that, teaching those principles so people can understand that they also get to grieve the changes that have took place as a result of the trauma that they've gone through, allows for people to begin to heal. And so in the context of what you're doing, MarieYolaine, I think it's vitally important that when we have collective trauma, we're talking about a natural disaster. It's impacting everyone. And in that space, we need to show people ways in which we can come together and mourn together, lament together, and be in community to engage in conversations to express our pain, but to also begin to heal throughout the process.
Thank you for saying that, because there are multiple narratives that are against my country that we didn't, as Haitian people, create. And one of them is our resiliency, right? And on the face of it, that sounds great. I want to be known as a resilient person as much as anybody else. But anything to the extreme is error. I've heard that, right? So if people think you are so strong and you always bounce back and you're just the strongest person ever and you never need help, internally, I feel the way that that manifests is we don't ask for help, number one, because we associate it with weakness, that I'm not, if I give that up, then I give up the whole resilience thing, right? And also, I think that it excuses others from helping, right? It's easy to say, well, they're so resilient, so they'll bounce back from this earthquake, from this cholera epidemic, they'll bounce back from this hurricane. And specifically for some of these women, they are already, in some of them, in domestic violence situations. Because when you are in a certain socioeconomic condition, I will say, and this happened in the US, I remember hearing about this during COVID, that there were women who couldn't leave where they lived because the person that they were, the person that they were living was the person who was actually the abuser, right? So it's easy for us who've not felt this to be like, oh my gosh, it was so great. I was home and, was having cocoa and etc. I'm not downgrading that experience, but not everybody had that same experience, right? So in hearing you say that this is a mass event, a mass traumatic event, and that will they continue? Absolutely. On the outside, the house will look fine, but the pipes are still reverberating. And I think it's important that we say that. Just because you built back doesn't mean you are better.
That right there. Oh, you're spot on. A quote from the late Bell Hooks, she talks about how it hurts to pretend. And many of us go throughout our entire lives feeling like we have to pretend, but it actually takes strength to be vulnerable. And in the vulnerable, it's courage to be vulnerable, to allow people to see the tears, but there's healing in the tears. Dr. Diane Laneberg, who's actually on the advisory board for the Trauma Healing Institute, she talks about the 3 T's: time, talking, and tears. The 3 T's of healing. And so, yes, time. Sometimes people say time heals our wounds, but hey, we can't leave it up to time alone, because then that's where we mess up. No, there's other work involved. It's the talking it out, it's expressing in healthy ways with people who can hold our sacred stories. So it's the talking of it, it's the tears, it's the releasing, it's the lamenting, right? And when we feel as though we have to go through our lives pretending, it hurts us more than we realize.
That was a word right there. For someone who may be watching right now that they're like, oh my God, that's me. She's talking about me. What do they do? What can they do today?
I would say first, I understand, because that was me for so long. Sometimes when we've experienced trauma, we also are carrying shame, even if the shame really doesn't belong to us. But there's freedom in the truth, even if you're afraid. Not telling you to take off your mask in front of just anybody. Let's think about COVID, right? When COVID first came out, people eventually started wearing a mask to protect themselves potentially from exposure in situations where it was a high likelihood of them potentially contracting the virus. But when you got home, one would hope that you wouldn't wear the mask in the shower, you wouldn't wear the mask to bed, you wouldn't wear the mask in front of the mirror. At some point, you would want to take off the mask because you're in a safe environment. But some of us, like in that analogy, we go through our entire life wearing our mask in front of everyone. We're wearing our mask in front of our spouses, in front of our children, in front of our best friends. No one even knows us. We don't even recognize ourselves without the mask. And that's when that becomes a problem. I talk about this in my book, Breaking the Power of the Mask, how at some point we have to remove our mask. We have to have the courage to do so. And we do so in spaces that are safe, in places where we know that someone has earned the right to hold our sacred story, and they will care for us in a way that is needed. And if you're like, I don't know who that place is, well, maybe start with a therapist, test the waters there, maybe start with a pastor. But there has to be a place where you don't have to go through your life pretending, because that mask you wear is not your identity.
All the things. I'm going to do all the things.
All the things, the tea.
All of it.
We're doing this.
Woo! Yeah. Just throw all of that. I got goosebumps. So everything you said. And I think that somebody's going to hear that, and the healing will begin for them. Because sometimes we just need to be validated. We just need somebody to say, yes, what you feel is real, and here's, what you can do about it. And I'm so thankful that we partnered together. I'm so thankful that we're going to be doing this trauma healing for the 2 nurses, one in our Mountainside partner community and the other in the Petit Grave proper. They are all very excited. I also want to thank you that the person who's going to be doing the training is Haitian and speaks Creole and speaks French. So therefore, we do not have to worry about things getting lost in translation. So from December 18th through the 25th, 4 hours a day, the 2 nurses, Nurse Kitli, Nurse Desir, are going to be being trained by Pastor Joseph from the Trauma Healing Institute and his co-trainer, and they will be going through all of the modules. And both have already expressed that they are interested in becoming master trainers, so that they will then train the entire health committees of each of the communities. So as you said, there's somewhere a person can go. And that's all people need. Is there a place I can go? Is there someone I can talk to and put this mask down? Where is that place? I need to know that place. And one of the things that is not also in our culture, but I would say for me, I would say that the 2 generations that have come up behind me, they definitely, these Asian kids are not playing. They're like, I need therapies, period, full stop. Okay, this is toxic. I'm like, just so you know, 25 years ago, toxic did not exist in my Haitian culture, and I think it might also, I'll step out here and say, in Black culture, African American culture, people are touched, or they're special, or go lay down.
Go lay down.
I would say Robitussin, and Vicks Vapor Rub. Yeah, it doesn't matter
Not
what.
Vicks. Girl.
Yes.
What?
Yes, but at least in the Haitian community, whatever it was, Robitussin, that will fix it. We were big on the Robitussin, let me tell you. And the Vicks Vapor Rub. It was anything, headache, chest, it doesn't matter. Back.
That is too much.
That was it. That was it. So I believed that for years. And I think in a lot of cultures, it's like that because the culture trains us that nobody should know our business. And as a result, it just cycles in and then gets passed down. So I am trying to be a cycle breaker along with you in this work, and that these women, once they are empowered, I know that they're going to empower everybody. And for the record, men are traumatized too.
Come on now.
And they also need the help too. And I suspect that once these 2 ladies get their certification, there's going to be 2 men in the health committees who are also going to want the training as well. And we're going to get funding, I'm calling it, into being for them to receive the training too. Because healthy people then get into healthy relationships, then have healthy children who then rinse and repeat that cycle, because then you have a healthy community. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it and nobody can change it. So that's what I'm saying now. So this is a good way to also transition, because I also want to talk about the conference that is taking place in January 23rd, 24th. I'm happy to say that I am one of the speakers. Thank you for this opportunity. I promise you, I'm going to bring it for you.
Bring the fire, girl.
I'm going to bring it for you. Okay. The Lord has been actually talking to me. I have things on sticky pads like, you should say this, you should do this, and you should say that. I already feel in my spirit that yoke is going to break at this conference. I just feel it. I'm just letting you know right now of what I feel in my spirit, that breakthrough, because that's all people need. Everyone who's coming, and it's on January 23rd, 24th. You can go register right now at ministrylaunchconference.com. I will let Reverend Jocelyn give all the details, but start your year off right. Start your year off right. Because if you always do the same thing, then you're always going to get the same result. You got to hard left from the direction that you're going in right now. And this is that opportunity to be in community, to hear from different folks who are going to only speak as Reverend Jocelyn and I are in the same community. Speak to your higher self. Speak to your higher self. That's what you need. So I'll turn it over to you. I'm excited. So tell them about the conference, please.
Yes, I am excited too. This conference is for any woman of faith who they know that they are called to ministry beyond the walls of the church. Ministry is wherever you serve, you do service that glorifies God. That can be in the Zoom room, that could be in the boardroom, that could be in a nonprofit, that could be international, that could be coaching, that can be a healing ministry. Maybe you want to write a book or speak on stage. This conference is for you, sis. And I'm saying you because you know that you've been sitting on that vision for too long. You are overdue and it's time to give birth. And this conference is designed for that. We are bringing women in who have built national and international ministries. They have said yes, even afraid, and have seen how God has touched it and God has expanded their reach to transform lives and build legacies. My company, I have a company that coaches women to answer the call. It's called Women in the Ministry. We focus on faith, sisterhood, and impact. And this conference is designed to give you with connect you with the strategies, the support system, and also help you to understand your next steps to be able to make the most impact. And so we're talking about how to fund your ministry, how to structure your ministry, what's your next step, how to use AI for your ministry, maybe how you want to write a book. We got speakers touching the gamut. We have the renowned Dr. Michelle McKinney Hammond coming in, who's written over 40 best-selling books. She's an international best-selling author. So you want to be there. And the cool thing is, MarieYolaine, this is virtual. So you can literally watch this from the comfort of your home.
Anywhere
so you just got to get your ticket. You got to be there.
Anywhere on earth.
Anywhere on earth.
So unless you're in a parallel universe, because it'd be anywhere on earth, in the Milky Way galaxy, like there's no limit here.
No limits.
No limits. So no boundaries. I see increase. The song's coming on me now.
Oh, I hear it too.
Hear it. Okay. Well, if you want increase, if you want different, if you want change, if you know that this is a time, if you know that you are called, if you want to make impact, register. Just register and then show up. Because I'm telling you, I believe that there's going to be healing happening here too. I believe it. Felicia said something important in the comments. She said some play on others' vulnerability to take advantage of others as well. It is so needed. Healing is required, y'all. It's required. It's not, I'm strong enough, I'm going to do it, it's fine, I'm good. You're not good. Let me tell you, you're not good. I say it with love. You ain't good.
For real, though.
But you can get good.
Mm-hmm.
And you deserve to only be around the people who want you to be good. So do not cast your pearls before swine. Take it to the people who will care for you and about you. And it is your right to interview those people. And if they don't make the cut, swipe left and go find somebody else to talk to. Keep it close to the chest. And Connie said, yes, heal the men's too, because the men's they do be needing help as well.
For real, though.
So I am, again, so very excited that God had our paths to cross, because it's been nothing but abundance with you. It's been nothing but abundance. It really, yeah, like this is the manifestation of something you said. It is. And you said it, so you should do a podcast. And here we are. I'm going to say 20 in twice a week later, and feeling like she was right. I do love doing this.
Yes, you're good at it, girl. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And I am proud of you for choosing not to shrink back, but to lean in, for choosing that keeping it to yourself was not going to help anybody. And being free from the shame, because you clearly don't care who knows where you came from, because that's not who you are today. clearly. And now that has made it possible for you to step on the stages that you're stepping now. So, how do people connect with you?
Yes. Please connect with me at Rev Jocelyn, pretty much on most channels. So I'm at Rev Jocelyn on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I put a lot of content out on YouTube and on LinkedIn. So that's a perfect place to connect with me. My website is revjocelyn.com.
Easy.
But I also would like to invite those women, or it could be men who desire to step out and answer their call, to schedule a call with me. Go to revjocelyn.com/breakthrough-session. It's going to be in the comments because it's too long for you to remember. but revjocelyn.com/breakthrough-session. And let's talk. I want to learn more about your goals, about where God is leading you, what you're trying to accomplish. Because, like MarieYolaine and I have both been talking about, we both made a decision at some point to answer the call, afraid, but
100%.
100%. Like, it was not easy. But when I tell you, it's the most fulfilling thing I have ever done. And now I get to do this work full time to leave impact, change lives. And I want to help people to do the same. And so if that is you, let's chat, let's schedule a call, so that I can help you to make that next step.
Felicia Hot in the
Come on, Felicia. Let's connect this.
In the comments here, she said, "I'm so ready to spread my wings and fly." Amen. And I'll tack on that, Felicia, that the world is waiting for you. Whatever your gifts, talents, and abilities are, the world is waiting for you. The world needs you. This is the most crucial moment in time right now on the planet Earth where we all live at, that the people of light, I'm going to need y'all to come out. I'm going to need y'all to shine bright. I'm going to need y'all to do that. The word says that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So pray to the Lord of the harvest to send more laborers. That is my prayer. This is the rallying cry. Start your ministry, start your business. Let God put a little super on your natural. We are two living examples and testimonials of what it looks like when you say, all right, Lord, not even necessarily I'm ready. Not I got the money, I got the time, I got the education. Just, okay, Lord. And then let him take care of the rest. I have learned in my short, long life that when you take care of God's business, he will take care of your business. That has been my experience. So, Reverend Jocelyn, I'm going to need you to come back.
You can count on it.
Okay. So we'll talk about how awesome the conference was. And we can also talk about how the training, the trauma healing training went on in our partner communities in Haiti. So I am excited for you to return. I would like to thank you for coming today and blessing us, man. It's always good to talk to you. Always.
Thank you, sister. It's the feeling is mutual. So grateful to be here with your tribe. You're doing great work. You continue to be that amazing light in this world.
Thank you. Takes one to know one. I'll see you next time. Woo! I can talk to her till tomorrow. So that's why she's got to come back. So there's that. Felicia, I encourage you, girl, reach out to Reverend Jocelyn. Everything you said here, God dealing with you on unforgiveness and release, she's the person you need to talk to. I would encourage you to do that. Oh, look, Gusmasab Obinson is on. Oh, I love you too. Thank you for coming on today. Whew. So I cannot close without telling y'all about the Night of Hope that is happening on Saturday, January 18th. The wonderful DJ Mike Cooley has bought into the C2C vision and 100% is a C2C champion. And the purpose of the Night of Hope Gala for C2C is to raise $15K for us to really break ground and build this health and wellness center that will provide trauma healing training and trauma healing services. So mark your calendar, January 18th. It will be in Tamarack, Florida. If you're not in Tamarack, make your way there because it's going to be January and cold up here in New York. So I'm leaving because I want to be in a warm place. Number one. Number two, if you're not able to be there in person, you can donate. Every red cent will count. That's what I can tell you. And then we will come back and show you exactly where your donation went to as we go and empower this community to build their own health and wellness center that will have a maternity ward, that will have a vision center, that will have a pharmacy, that women will be able to safely give birth to their children, that elders will receive the medications that they need, and children will get their vaccinations, and communities will be healthier. So thank you for being with me today. This wonderful conversation and giving you an opportunity to be a part of something much greater than yourself. Thanks again. Shout out to Connie in the back, whoever always keeps it going on and popping for me. I appreciate you, Connie. So we'll see you next time on Restoring Dignity with C2C. Remember, me en pile, shai palu. With many hands, the load is lighter. And mwen pale avec chaque zoe, parce que m'pa konnen ki Dieu k'ap tendem. I speak to every ear because I don't know which two will hear me. But I thank you and your 2 ears today for hearing me. Bye-bye.